Today is the 1st of September, the year of our Lord, 2022. On this day, in the year 2017, an announcement was made in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court brought in its verdict. And the entire country of Kenya broke into song and dance. Legislator Millie Adhiambo, on hearing Justice David Maraga's verdict, nullifying the election of President Uhuru Kenyatta, lay down on the dirty floor. Wah! It was a memorable moment. And the question on my mind right now is, in a few days' time, will the verdict that comes in from our Honorable Supreme Court cause Kenyans to break into song and dance? Will it cause Kenyans to celebrate for several days on end? Will it cause Kenyans to celebrate so much so that they are asked, they are told, the government tells them, we appeal to Kenyans to stop celebrating. We have to get down to work. Is that what is going to happen? Or is the verdict going to be met with cold silence? No celebration. You know, when the verdict came in 2017, anybody who doubted who really won that presidential election had the answer. Because it was clear the vast majority was celebrating. And so, will the vast majority of Kenyans celebrate in a few days? Or will very few Kenyans, especially in the Rift Valley, and a few words, pockets of support here and there all over the country, celebrate so that the celebration is not noticeable? Kenyans are on edge. Indeed, the proceedings yesterday at the Supreme Court did not inspire Kenyans. Nothing happened at the Supreme Court to excite the vast majority of Kenyans. That's the truth. Okay, there was this submission, what I'd like to call the pinky ponky submission, that briefly excited Kenyans. But Kenyans were over expectant, and they were disappointed. Now, relax. Mosmos. Mambo ni mosmos. And we hope for the best. You know, Kenyans need to realize that virtually all the evidence is already in with the Supreme Court judges. The drama that we're witnessing now inside the Supreme Court is really lawyers highlighting and emphasizing certain aspects of the evidence. But all the evidence has been submitted. That's important. In other words, all the evidence required to make a determination in this case is already in. Either in the form of the truckloads of documents or in one flash disk or whatever, but it's in. And so this thing of things are not going well or things are going well is neither here nor there. The lawyers are just highlighting what is in the evidence, drawing the attention of the judges to what is in the evidence, what they already have, what they have already been given by both sides. And now, it's just a waiting game. But having said that, you'll excuse me because I'm about to burst your bubble. And I'm addressing the vast majority of Kenyans. My apologies in advance. 2022 has one glaring similarity to 2017. And it's not a good similarity. In 2017, the celebrations, the song and dance, the Mwanamberi and so on and so forth was short-lived because of what happened after the nullification of that election. And I'm afraid we are faced with exactly the same possibility. What if the election of Ruto is nullified? What next? What will happen next? Indeed, this very question came up yesterday at the Supreme Court. Because one of the Supreme Court judges asked, if we nullify this election, what is going to happen next? Because you say, you as Azimio lawyers, that the IEBC is dysfunctional. You say that Chebukati is not capable of running an election, a presidential election. So what happens next? Folks, that is the Kenya shillings 1 million question. But hey, we're not yet there. We are not yet there. We've not gotten there yet. Because we have to wait for the decision of the highest court in the land. And then we'll take it from there. But let us look at a possible scenario. You Kenyans will have to give the current president, President Uhuru Kenyatta, his powers back. He will have to play a key role in the creation of a brand new IEBC. How long will that take? And then this IEBC commissioners, this new IEBC chairman, will have to be approved by Parliament. How long does that take? A very optimistic view, and indeed unrealistic, is February 2023. Kenyans can go back to the polls. And that changes a lot of things, because a week in politics is a lifetime. Those are many weeks until February 2023. The other possibility which Kenyans are talking about is the Supreme Court announcing one of the candidates as the real winners of the 2022 presidential race. This is what most Kenyans are hoping for. And the big question is that even possible? Does the Supreme Court have the powers to pull off something like that, to do something like that, according to our constitution? And of course, the other possibility, which the vast majority of Kenyans do not want to think about, but but it's a possibility, is that the Supreme Court could confirm the announcement Chebukati made, of William Samoei Ruto as president-elect. Folks, friends, I'm afraid whatever verdict our Supreme Court makes, and we really have to face this reality, and the sooner the better, whatever verdict the Supreme Court makes, there are going to be consequences, very far-reaching consequences. You remember the bridge I've been talking about that we have to cross? Because the promised land is on the other side. Canaan is on the other side. Most of us can see it. Lakini this bridge that we must cross. Now, yesterday, on our WIB forum, there's this fellow who made some very interesting remarks, which offended some people, including myself. He said, you people remember I told you that Chebukati will announce Ruto as president-elect. And now I'm telling you that the Supreme Court will confirm what Chebukati announced. This is not fake news. This is not a rumor. I am telling you. See, I was right the other time. Even this time I'm right. Now, in my opinion, this is somebody who should be investigated. You know, in the Moi days, they used to say, Kwenda rokoto yo jamaa. Why should he be investigated? He should be investigated to find out how he is able to predict the future. Allegedly. Yeah, because the Supreme Court has not made a decision, but he's predicting. He predicted Chebukati's decision, which Azimio lawyers are telling us is a crime. And so, assuming that Azimio lawyers are right, this man predicted a crime. Therefore, he must be investigated. Alijuaje? Was he part of the crime? Was he part of the plan? Yeah. And in any case, what is the objective of making predictions? And you insist and you keep on making these predictions. And indeed, a lot of UDA sycophants have been making many predictions, some of which have come to pass. How did they know? Walijuaje? How are they able to see into the future? They need to tell us. They need to explain. Now, before I go, I need you to relax. And I'm going to tell you a nice story. The world loves a story. There was this young, beautiful Kenyan woman, and her name was Enoch. Now, Enoch was in love with Ronald, and they had already made wedding plans. Indeed, the wedding plans were at a very advanced stage. But there was another man in the picture. His name was Matata. And he was fond of making the following statement. At drinking dens, at social places, on social media, everywhere. Matata always used to say, I must be Enoch's husband. Iwe liwalo, I must be Enoch's husband. Kwani iko nini? I must. But Enoch had no feelings for him. Enoch alikuwa mtaki, but he was persistent. And he was insisting. And it looked like he was going to fail. Because this wedding between Enoch and her childhood sweetheart, Ronald, was at a very advanced stage. And then drama. Her parents called her in one day and told her to sit down. And she could notice her mother was crying. And her father asked her, Enoch, do you love me? Of course, Daddy. Enoch, would you be prepared to do anything to get me out of a situation? Of course, Daddy. Okay. I want you to break off with Ronald, and I want you to marry Bwana Matata. Enoch could not believe her ears. But Daddy, I know Matata has a lot of money. But Ronald has a job. He has a career. And I love him. I want to spend the rest of my life with him. And isn't it you who has always told us that the character of a person is very important, much more important than anything else? What is this now that you want me to do? The father responded and said, I'm in a very tricky situation, and only your marrying Bwana Matata can save me. I'm asking you to do it for me. And so, the wedding with Ronald, the man she loved, was cancelled. And another wedding with Bwana Matata was quickly organized. And the wedding took place. And the honeymoon in California in the United States of America, that cost a fortune. Money was no issue for Bwana Matata. Was not really a honeymoon. It was a machozi moon, full of tears for the young lass, Enoch. And Enoch started her life with this man she did not want. And her mother used to call her every day, crying on the phone. And Enoch was a mess. Enoch's life was a nightmare, especially at bedtime. Because Enoch couldn't stand this man. He had bad breath. He was an ill-mannered man, a man of zero character. So much so that Enoch dreaded bedtime. Every night she would say, unifunike ukimaliza. Oh yes. But the super interesting thing here is that Enoch's dad was happy. He had solved his problem. He was okay. Another uncle of Enoch was also very happy. He had received so much money that he was building a brand new house. But the person whose happiness was the most important was devastated. She was devastatingly sad. Her dreams had been crushed and replaced with a living nightmare. A marriage from hell. And after a very short while, Enoch fell sick. Doctors couldn't find what was wrong with her. She did not respond to any medication. And after a few weeks, Enoch passed on. Some people said, what killed her was something called a broken heart. Irredeemably broken heart. And the moral of that story, my friends, is don't force yourself on somebody. Don't force yourself on people. Because there could be unforeseen consequences. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.